Good morning. Happy Monday. My name is Seth Leader, and I'm with Queen City Homes. We will be presenting to you Abbey Hills this morning. I would like to take a minute to introduce the team as we will be talking to you over these next 15 minutes. Jordan, Michael, Nolan, myself, Seth, Jacob, Alexander, and Bryce. Abbey Hills, you may be asking, what is that? Well, that is our development in the greater Charlotte area. This development features 300 acres, 520 home lots, 2 premier home collections that offer 8 different floor plans. This development is expected to produce a 25.61 IRR across the duration of this project. Our location, as I said, is in the greater Charlotte area. This area is in the northeastern section in the Concord and Caribous County area. This development is right off Interstate 49, which is a quick 35-minute drive to downtown, offering lots of activities and things to do with the family and on the weekend. The demand in Charlotte is very high. The current market absorption rate is between 2.27 and 3.25. This is a hot market where people are buying and selling. Charlotte is also the 5th fastest growing city in America, which offers lots of opportunity to build homes and that there is a current market. The market and demographics of the people in this area are young professionals, couples, and families. They may have a couple small kids or looking to start a new family, and the population age is between 29 and 45. Their average income is around $60,000 a year. And these are first and second time home buyers. The surrounding market and attractions. What you're seeing on the screen right now are lots of little dots. These represent the sales price points of 9 other home builders in the area, taking into account the greater Charlotte area. That red circle really highlights the northeastern section, the developments around the Concord and the area where our development will be. And that red trend line displays the sales price points of our homes in our community, matching that area that we will be building our development. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Jordan Payne with our product development.
Thank you, Seth. Like you said, I'm Jordan. I was head of product development and also part of the site design. And I'd like to show you our different collections. Those 2 collections being the Dublin and Arlington. And we'll offer a 60-40 split within the community, with 60% being that Dublin collection and 40% being the Arlington. Looking closer into our Dublin collection, the starting price point will be around $250,000 to $300,000, with an area of around 1,600 to 2,600 square feet. These will have limited structural design center options, but will make the homes more affordable and have a faster build time. These homes will be built within around a 3 to 5 month span, and allowing this will have allow a maximum amount of potential buyers to buy these homes. Now looking into our Arlington collection on the next slide, these price points will start at around $300,000 to $350,000 and will have an area of around 2,400 to 3,500 square feet. That can also be increased with other structural options and designer center options as well. With these having more options means that the build times will be a little longer, to 4 to 6 months. And these are more targeted towards our second and third time home buyers or people looking for their forever home. Now on the next side, looking at our amenities, at the start of our community will be a large amenity center joined by a playground, a basketball court, and a large pool. And inside the center, it can be rented out for other events and also have locker rooms and bathrooms inside as well. Other amenities in the area will be walking trails, and then my personal favorite, the butterfly garden. So to upkeep on these amenities in the community will be an HOA cost of around $325 a month. And this will allow for landscaping, mowing, community appearance like street cleaning, and also, like I said, the upkeep of the amenities. So I'm going to pass it on next to Nolan for the start of land development.
Thanks, Jordan. My name is Nolan. I was head of land acquisition and finances. I'll now touch on zoning for a second. So with the property located within the Cabarrus County governing area, the parcel is currently zoned as a residential low density district. In order to obtain utilities, Queen City Homes must tie into the neighborhood just south of the property, which is within the city of Concord's jurisdiction. According to their land use plan, we will be required to annex the property into the city of Concord. On the next slide. So this annexation will allow Queen City Homes to rezone the property as a planned residential development, which is permitted per the City of Concord's development ordinance, in which we will adhere to the lot size option standard. Below you can see the various requirements that will be adhered to. And then on the next slide, I'll talk about the zoning process, which will take approximately 4 to 6 weeks once the property is purchased and the submission of the voluntary annexation petition is filed. Once this request is submitted, Queen City Homes will begin working with the planning staff and the planning commission to provide any additional information for their analyses. A public hearing and vote will be held at the end of the process, and following this vote, construction will ensue. So I will now pass it back off to Jordan to dive into site development.
Thank you, Nolan. So looking at our community, it's basically split off in half, with one main drag splitting the community in two. This is for a couple reasons. One, to keep construction away from current occupancy. Two is to mitigate mud and other debris within the community for community appearance. And three is to have other phases tied to those main utilities on that main drag line during different phases. Now on the next slide, looking at our phase map, we split our phases up strategically in a certain way, especially phase one. For those reasons, one was to have phase four kind of used as a stockpile area for dirt. We won't want to haul the dirt away from the community. We want to keep it within for mitigate cost. Two is to have different concrete washout areas, and also phase four being a main area for those concrete washouts. Three is to tie in that sanitary sewer immediately instead of waiting for it to be tied in. And then four is also to show off what the community will have and what the community will be, and also offering more of that Dublin collection walkout sites within the first phase. So now I'm going to pass it on to Alex again for sustainability.
Thank you, Jordan. As he said, my name is Alex Platt, and I will be covering sustainability. So first and foremost, one of our primary concerns is the site stormwater pollution prevention plan. This is especially important as our development is situated right next to the Rocky River. We also intend to utilize the natural topography as well as preserve natural vegetation during construction. Next slide, please. Queen City Homes intends to achieve the ICC 700 NGBS gold level, and we plan to achieve this level through the methods listed below. And with that, I would like to pass it off to Michael to cover estimations. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Like you said, my name is Michael. I was part of the estimating and scheduling team. So Jordan was able to talk about the Dublin collection and the Arlington collection. So with those building costs, we estimated the Dublin collection to come in around 103 to 133,000, and the Arlington to be 136 to 162,000. And this is for the build costs. And that will, in return, yield a profit margin of 28 to 33%, depending on the home. And one thing that we will do while we're building these homes is track the costs. So we're all human. There can be estimating errors, there can be architectural errors, but as we build these homes, we have similar site plans, similar layouts, so we can track these costs. And if there's any issues or differentiations, then we can re-estimate them before they're built, and we can confirm these prices with our trades and our suppliers. That way we can lock in our production home pricing, and this will help also mitigate COVID-19 issues with back ordering or like trusses and windows that are on back order. So next we will talk about the land development costs. So our total site cost is coming in around $21 million, and you can see that it's broken out in phases. So phase one will be our largest at 33%. And the last three phases will be around 22%. Next, I will be talking about the scheduling. So as you can see on the screen, this is an example of one of our home schedules. This is the Continental, which will be our model home. And one thing that I really love that our team did was we shared the line items with the estimate. So you can get down into the home detail and look at the different line items in the schedule, and you can associate that with the cost. And you can get up to as large of a bird's eye view as you want with the whole site schedule, which is just under 2,200 work days, which is about 9.5 years. And you'll be able to track your cost flow. So that is a nice thing. And with all these schedules, we have a 10% buffer built in for weather delays, back order items, and unforeseen conditions like the COVID-19 pandemic. So next, I will be talking about the site logistics. So Jordan went into phasing a little bit, and one thing that you can see with this is that safety will need to be a huge thing. So we will have weekly toolbox talks with our trades and our suppliers. That way we can all be on the same page with traveling through this development, as there will be homeowners living in and around this construction. So that is one thing that is at the top of our priority list. And we will have summer and winter conditions as we're building, as we will be building year round. So we will also take in precautions to make sure that everyone's safe and working on site in a safe manner. So next, our Project management will consist of a construction manager, which will be assisting with the office side of things and helping get like permit sets and things like that, and help with that lock-in pricing from our trades. And we'll have 2 field managers that will be building the homes and 2 assistants under these field managers to help with the day-to-day operations. Next, I will hand it over to Jake to talk about marketing.
All right, thanks, Michael. So my name's Jake, and I'm here to talk about the marketing and sales. So for our marketing, we really have 4 main pillars, points of emphasis. So we want to focus on experiential marketing, digital advertising, realtor relationships, and brand strengthening and reputation building. So as we talk about the experiential marketing, what we want to do is create an experience, right, for our customers. So we found a way to partner with a local brand out of Charlotte, which will enable us to uniquely represent ourselves at trade shows, festivals, and things like that, as we kind of capitalize on that shift back to normality from the COVID lockdowns. Next, as we move on to our digital advertising, we will, I'm sorry, it's still the first slide. So our digital advertising, we want to continue to focus and address those needs that COVID has brought to light. So making sure that we have effective digital advertising, as well as the easy to navigate website that it contains a portal for virtual home tours. So next, we want to focus on realtor relationships as well. So Queen City Homes recognizes the value that realtors bring, and we want to reward them for that. So we have created a program to reward realtors for when they provide us with sales. Lastly, we want to build a reputation as strong as our homes, right? So we have a couple ideas in plan to partner with some local companies and give discounts to their employees, as well as partner with some food banks and be able to give back in outreach efforts. On the next slide, we'll talk about sales. So the pace that we have decided based upon our absorption rate, the pace we have decided is 15 sales per quarter, which if you break that down, that's about 5 sales per month. And to break that down further, that's 2 sales per month for each counselor, and that's 1 sale for every 2 months for each associate. And so from here, I'm going to hand things off to Nolan. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake. I'm going to talk about finances for a bit. So on March 1st, 2021, Queen City Homes will purchase the property listed at $3 million for 300 acres. And because Queen City Homes is a regional home builder with a presence in the Charlotte area already, we will continue our partnership with Fifth Third Bank and to obtain bank financing. Here you can see some of the financials associated with our expected cash flow scenario. And on the next slide, you can see the cash flow scenario, which will achieve an IRR of 25.61%, and the break-even will occur in the 18th quarter. On the next slide, our optimistic cash flow scenario was determined from a great marketing plan as we deliver our products to a hungry market in the area. With this, our IRR is 35.77% and a break-even point in the 12th quarter. On the next slide, our conservative cash flow scenario was determined from a difficulty to enter the market and slow home sales in the first quarters. Once our footprint is established, sales will increase and we'll obtain an IRR of 22.6% with a break-even point in the 22nd quarter. Finally, our alternative land sale scenario was determined in the case of extreme market difficulty and declined sale quotas, which will result in an estimated of 297 homes constructed and achieve an IRR of 13.1% with a break-even point in the 19th quarter. As you can see, the span of our optimistic, conservative, and land sale cash flows still provide a positive rate of return. Developing a subdivision at the magnitude of ours, there are market risks that need to be addressed on the next slide. So with COVID-19, there are still constraints regarding essential workers in residential construction. With the news of the vaccine and our home building process to start at the end of 2021, we should be able to avert this risk. However, this will be monitored closely. We also factored in operational construction risks, which we analyze soil remediations, ensuring material lead times, and monitoring any potential risks with severe and extensive weather. Legally, we strive for quality in each of our developments and strive to reduce warranty issues. So we're with each customer by conducting quality control checks before and after each house is built and making any repairs within the first year. Financially, we are obtaining bank financing for the project, which proves especially important that we are meeting loan repayment terms and conditions. And our exit strategy is encompassed in our alternative land sale scenario on the next slide, which is based upon completing the first 297 homes and community center in the first and second phase. However, in the case of extreme market difficulty and declined sale quotas, we'll sell off the remaining acres at a sale price of $2.2 million. And we'll sell off memberships to new home buyers of the future development at rates of $75 per month. And Queen City Homes will still be able to use home sale revenues as well as revenue from the land sale of phase 3 and 4 to pay off the remaining loan. So I just want to thank you all for your time. We are confidently recommending the plan for 520 single-family detached homes with an IRR of 25.61%. And we'd love to open the floor for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Great job. You guys did an awesome job. Just want to talk a little bit about what was kind of left off, and that little northern piece on the other side of Zion wasn't really touched. Didn't really have any goals for it. You didn't really address it. What is going to be that piece of property? What are you going to do with it? It's pretty significant.
Yeah, I can actually touch on that. So looking into the zoning, we're required to leave 30 or 1/3 of the acreage with the original tree canopy, and we're utilizing that as a portion of that 1/3 tree canopy to be remained.
Yeah, that was great. What about the cost? You guys seem to pretty much nail it on the estimates. What did you use for your cost basis? What were your comps? Like, how did you get to the estimates that you got to?
So we had the design team with Jordan give us our layouts, our designs of the homes, and we were able to just do on-screen takeoffs with our software, and we were able to get quantities that way. And we had a whole team behind it too, so we were able to nail down and get some very accurate pricing.
Yeah, you guys did pretty well. That was pretty accurate, pretty spot on for what we're trying to go for that.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, that's all I have. John?
Okay, yes, I agree. It was good, very good overall. What is, I'm just looking at your product design and had a couple questions. Like, is 8-foot ceilings really the market there? I'll ask you all at once, hang on. And then do you have the same features in both of your collections? And then are you doing tell me what your option program is. I didn't see any covered patios or 3-car garages on your plans. Presumably, if you're getting up in this price range, you're going to sell some of those. So how did you address all those things?
So a main reason is for the Dublin collection will be mainly just basic features, mainly focused on production. And if we start to offer more structural options, like maybe a covered patio, 1-room bump out, maybe an extra bedroom of some sort, it'll increase that production time and that cost. So we want to basically mitigate change orders as well and other changes within the construction. So maybe between the main reason, the options between the Dublin and Arlington will mainly be like different flooring options, lighting fixtures, plumbing fixtures, different options to increase square footage as well. Basically those types of options as well. So.
Okay, that's fine. And then the other question I had was, why include 38 55-foot lots and 300 60-foot lots? It seems like you threw another lot size in there. I don't know what that gives you in the market. What was the thinking behind including those?
Yeah, so actually going back to the zoning, it's required that it was 10% at 70-foot lots, and then you can't have more than 60% of the entire development be one set lot size. So we split that up into a couple different lot sizes.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
I think so. It seems normally you'd want to divide it into a lot size that gave you something different, like another product that get another price point or something like that. But you got to work with what you got, I suppose. And then last thing I had was on the commissions. Do you guys, the only line I see for commissions on the financials is 1.5% total. Can you explain the thinking behind that? Is that the market? Is that outside realtors only? What's your, how did you guys consider that?
Yeah, that 1.5% commission is referring to the sales counselors and realtors take on the home sale. So whenever the home sale goes through, that 1.5% is part of the salary, I guess you could call it, for the sales counselors, sales associates, and realtors.
Does that include your outside realtor commissions too with co-oping?
I believe so, yes.
That's probably really low, but otherwise everything else looked pretty good.
All right, really nice job, guys. Couple questions for you. HOA fees you've got is $325. I think you'd mentioned in the presentation that included landscaping. Does that include landscaping of front yards, backyards, or is that just landscaping of the community property?
That's mainly just landscaping of the whole community, being the monument, the upkeep on the pond that's near the area, upkeep on landscaping around the whole community, basically landscaping all that too and mowing. So.
Okay, how does that $325 a month compare to HOA fees of your competitors in their developments?
Around the area, but we wanted to basically focus on the upkeep of the community. We want to create something that's going to be different and more well kept in the area. So.
Okay, and maybe it's the same type of question, but looking at competitors and HOA fees, what are we getting for that $325 that you wouldn't get somewhere else?
Community appearance. So when we're out of the community, basically we'll be able to upkeep on the roads, upkeep on the landscaping, upkeep on the mowing. We want a good price point so that the community won't be going, I guess you could say, to shambles after we're gone. So.
How'd you guys come up with that number?
In the Charlotte area, but also like around maybe the Midwest and the East Coast as well, and see what kind of price points are coming around that area. Basically attain to a amenity center of that size and amenities of that size as well. So.
Yeah. Kind of jump along with Jordan.
Yeah, please.
And figured out the cost, what that would be, right? What would it cost to hire a landscaping company? What are the costs to upkeep that amenity center, pool chemicals, things it would take to upkeep the community of our size. And then we took, the yearly totals of what that would cost and then divided by how many lots and homes would be available. And then that comes out to, a price per home.
Great, thanks. Another question regarding floodplains. You guys address floodplains, but your presentation says our site, this is from page 23, our site lays to the north of the existing Rocky River, and we will be building homes within the floodplains of the river. But then the next sentence, along the southern border, we will need to keep homes out of 100 and 500-year floodplains to ensure homeowners won't have future flooding problems. So you mentioned that you are building homes within floodplains. Are they 50-year floodplains? At what point are you building homes in floodplains? Does that cause a problem? Are there zoning restrictions against that? Talk to me about the floodplain issue.
Yeah, I'd love to clarify that. What that means, there's 100 and 500-year floodplains. We cannot build any home lot. The home lot footprint cannot lay within a 100-year floodplain, but the lot can be within the 500-year floodplain. So along that southern edge of our community, lots will be within the 500-year floodplain, but the home itself will be outside of the 100-year floodplain. There's also a section along that southern where we took a couple lots out because where that floodplain would land in regards to the footprint, we thought it was a little too close. So rather than putting a home that would be kind of questionable of where it would lie, we just took those out. So we are still able to utilize that space to build homes, but the last 10 foot of their property might be in that 500-year floodplain. So it doesn't stop us from building homes there. And it's still a safe location that we can put these homes where they are closer to floodplains, but they're far enough away.
Okay. Does it require any purchase of flood insurance through FEMA or anything?
No, we as the builder, we do not have to provide flood insurance. Now that's something that the homeowner can get after they move into their home.
Okay, thanks. That's all I've got.
I'll go real quick because I think we're running a little short on time. Two things on just the construction cost side. One, I think you said you guys were going to go for a gold level certification. So I was just curious as to what the competition was doing and then what you think the direct costs are to get that level of certification. And then two, one of the slides mentioned that, you're going to continue to evaluate subcontractor pricing, but at the same time, you would look to lock in pricing. I was curious as to what premium or how you were locking in the pricing for what duration. Thanks.
Yeah, I can answer that first question real quick. And when it comes to total price, to get that gold standard, it's between 5 and 8%. So, you know, $10,000 to $20,000 of that home cost will be to get it up to that gold standard. The main reason is a lot of these young professionals are looking for a sustainable home. They're looking for green homes. So that does match the market. And that's why we wanted to build all those homes that way. We're getting that market.
Okay.
For your second question on locking in the pricing. So with our whole site being about 10 years to build, under 10 years, but we felt that we can't lock in lumber pricing from year one and hold that within the whole 10 years. So we're going to have what we call vendor blitz every year. That way our trades can come to our purchasing managers and our construction managers, and they can kind of discuss price changes, and then we can reflect that in our estimates as well with our estimating team.
It's a solid strategy. The other guys might do better than me, but I know right now, you know, those conversations happen more monthly than they do on an annual basis. But I like the fact that you thought about it and addressed it. I'll tell you, the locking in prices now, the premiums can be pretty substantial. So you're kind of floating with and adjusting as you go. But overall, I think you guys did a great job. I don't have any other questions. I don't know about anyone else.
Thank you.
Nope, I don't have any more questions.
Thanks, guys. Really nice job.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Yeah, really strong. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.